What's up, everybody, and thank you for joining me for another video. My name is Whack4863, but you can call me Whack. What the heck is going on with Conan Exiles right now? It seems that many of you may not have seen the witch hunt encounters recently, and going forward, you're not going to see them at all. So today on the forums, there's a post from Funcom saying, "Greetings Exiles, we are aware of a situation affecting witch hunt encounters, and for the time being, these will be disabled. We appreciate your understanding and will provide further details as soon as possible." Now, all of this comes on the heels of what appears to be some sneak peek into what's coming in Chapter 3, and I'm going to get into that a little bit later on in the video here. However, it appears that many people have had issues crashing when they're loading into areas that have these witch hunts, and in some cases, some severe cases, it appears that people have been stuck in this crash loop, not able to get out of it. They've had to suicide to get away from the area, and in fear of not crashing again, not been able to go back to that area in order to get their loot. If you're ever stuck in a crash loop or you're afraid to go back and get your corpse, what you can do is use the circle of power to summon your corpse back to your base. So that's a good workaround, something to keep in mind if this ever happens to you. Now, personally, I wasn't sure if witch hunt encounters would continue into Chapter 3, but from the way that they've worded this, the fact that they're saying they're going to bring it back, and the fact that I feel like we're on the verge of seeing Chapter 3, it looks like witch hunt encounters will last for some time to come. Possibly the entirety of the Age of Sorcery, possibly beyond that, I'm not sure, but it looks like at least through Chapter 3, we will continue to see those witch hunt encounters. That is, once Funcom gets those sorted out. Now, there is no patch that comes along with this. They're able to turn those off or disable those without having to post a patch. So if you're looking for a download, you're not going to see it. There's no need for a user side patch for them to turn those off. Now, when I say the witch hunt encounters, just to be clear, these are only the Magi events. So this is only the encounter that you would go to in order to get the Magi skull. You can still hunt the other sorcerers and turn them in for obelisks. So all of that side of this is still working. It's just these encounters that have been turned off. To switch gears here, let's talk about what Conan Exiles has been teasing over on their Twitter. So this tweet comes from February 10th. As you traverse the exiled lands, you find an empty building. Something draws you in and you walk inside. Before you sits a curious workbench. Scrolls with hasty diagrams and various tools litter the surface, but your attention is drawn to a red ore-like piece. Now, something that I want to call your attention to is this says, as you traverse the exiled lands, but in all likelihood, this also includes the Isle of Sipta. I don't see them developing anything that would just be for the exiled lands map and not the Isle of Sipta map as well. Additionally, this says that you're going to come across an empty building, which tells me that they're either going to use a structure that's already available on the map, or they're going to add a new structure to the map that you can enter. And it appears that we're going to get a new sort of material. Now, since this is Age of Sorcery related, Chapter 3 is still going to be the Age of Sorcery. I have a feeling that this has something to do with magic. It's interesting that it's red and that the other really good late game ores are blue. If you're thinking of star metal or you're thinking of obsidian, this may be the opposite counterpart to those materials. Moving on to a tweet from February 12th, peeling your eyes away from the red centerpiece, another interesting find catches your attention. A glowing crystal, much like the color of the previous object, pulses with a subtle light. Now, this tweet came along with a short video of a red crystal pulsing in some kind of containment unit. Now, if you look closely, there's some similarities to the images that Funcom tweeted out when they started the Age of Sorcery. And remember, their theme for the Age of Sorcery was power demands sacrifice. And to me, this seems like it is leaning back towards that idea, where you can see the blood kind of rushing into the centerpiece, and the crystal is glowing and possibly fueled by that blood. On February 14th, Conan Exiles tweeted, "Continuing your exploration through this mysterious building, you come across a curious book. Flipping through it, you stop when you see a carefully drawn humanoid-like figure detailing on one of the pages. Various texts fill the spaces between, marking important limbs." Now, I've seen some speculation behind this where people believe possibly this is a new follower that we're going to be able to create. I'm not all on board with that. I haven't bought into that. Not that there's anything wrong with thinking that this is a follower, but I have to think we have enough followers already. If anything, we have more followers than anything else in the game. So I'm kind of thinking outside of that box. What else could this be? It's talking about specific limbs. Well, we do have a dismemberment system in Conan Exiles already. So it's possible that you may need to bring certain limbs to a location and sacrifice them for some kind of reward. It could also be a system where Funcom has decided to elevate the level of combat, where you actually have to target specific limbs of an enemy boss in order to do damage to it. Now, this is all highly speculative. It's not like any of us actually know what Funcom's doing, except for Funcom themselves. On February 16th, Conan Exiles tweeted this: "A few copies of long text are scattered around. You wonder what it says, and read it. It's a description of a strange location. The words flood your mind's eye as you lose control of it, creating a mental image, a spiteful face, a red crystal sitting in its gaping maw." Now, the key word in this tweet for me is the fact that they use the word maw, the jaws or throat of a ferocious animal, or the mouth or gullet of a greedy person. That is the definition for maw. So whatever this is, it's going to be very, very hungry, and it's going to devour whatever you bring it. Honestly, this could be as simple as the new way to turn in the Sorcerer's Skulls. This may be the new location where you turn in Sorcerer's Skulls, and you may receive obelisks or you may receive something else from this, because as we've been told in previous live streams, the Catan aren't going to be around forever. They aren't going to remain in the exiled lands, which means we're not going to have a place to turn in those skulls once they leave the exiled lands, unless they give us another place. So this may be that location where we go, we get the obelisk, and then maybe we're even able to spend obelisks in this location as well. Like I said, this is all highly speculative. I have no idea what's actually coming, but you can join me in finding out. There is a dev live stream scheduled for February 20th. They will be on Twitch as well as YouTube, I believe, and that's going to be at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on February 20th, and I hope to see you there. And I want to know what you guys think this is. And if you're not sure what you think it is, maybe just put what you wish it would be in the comments section below. I'd like to thank all my YouTube members for your continued support. Y'all are absolute legends. If you'd like to become a legend, there's a button that says join on this page. Click that for details. There's 2 videos on the screen. Click one of those to watch next, and I'll meet you over there.